you're ready to make some positive changes in your life, it can all happen within 1 month's time. I'll explain. I'm Terry Savelle Foy, your cheerleader of dreams. Did you know that you can change all areas of your life? Your fitness, your choices of food, your relationships, your habits, your spending, you name it, by starting with a 30-day challenge. You know, I started doing my own little 30-day challenges a few years ago just because I wanted to try some things. Well, some of them were simply a 1-month experiment, but others stuck. And it's been 10 years, some of them even 20 years of consistency. And these habits have helped me achieve some major fitness goals, save significant amounts of money. They've opened doors of opportunity to me that I wouldn't have had without these habits. For example, the 30-day challenge, just reading from a good book every day, has literally caused me to grow so much in my career that it led to being invited to basically share my knowledge with thousands of people on stages across the globe. Now, isn't that crazy to think? Me setting a goal to read 20 minutes a day every day for a month led to 2 months, 3 months, and that was in 2002, and I've never stopped. Reading led to learning led to growing, and growing led to opportunities to teach what I've learned. In Russia, France, England, Australia, Scotland, all across the United States. And it all began with a simple 30-day challenge to read. So how could your life change by experimenting with a few 30-day challenges that just cause you to grow exponentially? You are going to love the free download this week, so I put together a brand new list of ideas for you to pick from to start your own 30-day challenge. And you are going to have so much fun with this because we love reaching goals. So all you have to do is click the link in the description to browse through the list and just decide which one you want to challenge yourself to start with. Would you do me a favor? I want to know if you want me to continue providing these weekly videos, and when you just subscribe, it just lets me know that you're enjoying them. So if you don't mind, would you take 1 second to just push the subscribe button below? And if so, I want to say thank you so much. So back to our 30-day challenge ideas. So let me give you some examples. It could be 30 days of saving your change. Think about it. Each time you or your spouse has change, what if you put it all in one place, and at the end of the month, you see how much you've saved and put it towards debt or towards your savings goal? You know, if you buy your lunch and it costs $7.52 and you hand them $8, then put the 48 cents in the jar. Now, this is a fun one because you're going to be surprised how much you save. Or what about this? Let's see how much money you can make or earn in 30 days by just looking around your house for stuff to sell. You know, eBay reported that the average person has $3,100 worth of stuff they don't even need or use just laying around. $3,100. You know, one time I did this. I sold a few paintings that I didn't need, not expensive ones, just like the kinds you buy at, TJ Maxx or something, and I made $75. Well, then I had a garage sale. I made over $1,300. I sold our old iPhones, and I made $300. I took my change to the bank and had over $200. That's nearly $2,000 in 1 month. Now, that's another fun one. Plus, you declutter the house. Here's another one. Number 3, you could choose to drink some water, like drink 8 glasses or 4 bottles of water, or eliminating bread for 30 days, like my coworker Casey. He did that. He said he lost 17 pounds just drinking water and eliminating bread for 30 days. Or you could eat an apple a day. You know, they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away, right? What if you did this for 30 days and then you decide you like the benefits? So you make it a habit, just a part of your routine. Or taking vitamins. You know, if you're not used to doing that daily, set a reminder. Put a note in the kitchen that says take vitamins until you no longer need the note and it just becomes automatic. Or doing 50 jumping jacks. My assistant Donna, she set a goal to do this, and here's what she said. Let me read this to you. She said, So I decided to do 50 jumping jacks before bed every night for the 30-day challenge. I was sure I would remember and it wouldn't be a problem. Well, after 2 days of doing jumping jacks, I forgot on day 3 and the 4th day. Then she says, by the 5th day, I remembered and thought, oh my goodness, I missed 2 days, so I'm just gonna stop. What's the point? But then she thought, nope, just start again. So she did. She got even more determined to not miss a day, and she's kept up with them. She said one night recently, she forgot to do the jumping jacks, and she may have even slept 2 hours only to remember, jump out of bed, do her jumping jacks, and go back to sleep. She said, I haven't missed a day since. And she said, I actually feel more energized, and I plan on continuing these for the foreseeable future. I love that. So see, when you experiment with these habits, some of them are going to stick, and you're going to say, I'm not going to stop. Now, in just a minute, I'm going to explain why keeping a 30-day challenge affects more than you think. It actually builds your self-esteem, your confidence in yourself, and so much more. You know, maybe you set a goal, 30-day goal, to walk 10,000 steps. You know, I do this one, and if it's at the end of the day and I still have 400 steps, my husband laughs because I'll just jog in place until I reach that 10,000, and it's got this little thing on my phone where all this confetti explodes. Or maybe sleep 8 hours a night. Just start going to bed earlier and set the alarm for 8 hours. Or try intermittent fasting. Like my coworker, Isaiah, who did that for 30 days. And he said he chose to do 50, ground push-ups every day. He said he did intermittent fasting. And he said he feels so much better physically and mentally. He said, I have more energy, I've lost weight, and the pain in some of my joints even went away. Isn't that amazing? So let me explain why these 30-day challenges are so vital in changing you. Do you know the number one way you improve your identity and build your confidence to believe for bigger dreams is this? It all boils down to building a reputation with yourself. What kind of reputation? The one that you keep the promises you make to you. Now let that sink in for a minute. Years ago, my dad heard this in prayer. He said, if you'll keep your word to yourself, you'll never question whether or not God will keep his word to you. Did you hear that? If you'll keep your word to yourself, you'll never question whether or not God will keep his word to you. So this is where confidence comes from. You do the things you say you're going to do. Now, why is this so important? Because you have to believe in you to be successful. You have to believe you deserve to win. I was listening to Chris and Heidi Powell on an interview, and Chris said, when I see someone who's 200 pounds overweight, he said, I don't see 200 pounds of just extra body fat. He said, I see 200 pounds of broken promises to themselves. And then Heidi said, when you try and you fail and you try and you fail and you don't keep your promises, you don't believe yourself. You don't believe you can do it. She said, when you set a promise and you break it, it affects your dignity. You set another promise and you break it. Your dignity takes another hit. Then after so many failures, you start making these silent promises. You're saying the diet starts Monday. And maybe you do tell everyone, I'm doing it this time. And then your coworkers see you down on a pizza and you say, hey, I thought your diet started Monday. And then you think, I'm not telling anybody anymore. See, your personal integrity doesn't know the difference, whether you say it out loud or to yourself, but you keep breaking it and go lower and lower and lower. Gradually, you start to lose your belief in yourself. You don't keep your word, so then you start thinking God doesn't either. So this is more important than we even realize. So how do you break the pattern? You reverse the process. This is how you become unstoppable. You just start building a winning streak of keeping your promise to yourself. And it starts with a 30-day challenge that you can commit to. Start by making one simple promise to yourself. It could be read one proverb every day, but you will not skip a day. Wake up 10 minutes earlier, just 10 minutes. Or listen to one message while you're getting ready every morning. Drink apple cider vinegar every day. Make your bed every single morning. Or put the dishes away every night before you go to bed so you wake up to a clean kitchen. See, once you know you can keep your word with a few simple things, It starts to build that reputation with yourself. It builds momentum and it builds your faith. Now, when you've successfully done this for 30 days, you just start thinking, what else can I do? And then you build on it. You add things like walking 10,000 steps or reading a full chapter a day or journaling your time in prayer or even getting to the place where you invest 1 hour every morning to your personal growth. See, I had to make a decision in 2002 to not be like a plastic bag in the middle of a parking lot. You know how it just floats around with every gust of wind? I had to get focused on my new identity, my new reputation with myself first before anyone else noticed it. And that's when I made a list of just a few things that I would do every single day without fail. And I didn't tell anybody, I didn't tell a soul what I was doing, because I had to learn to keep my promises to me. So I decided to pray every day, whether it was 5 minutes or 20 minutes. I would not leave the house without talking to the Lord. I decided to read, even if it was one verse. I decided to exercise, even if that meant walking 10 minutes. But here's the deal. That was in 2002, and I've never stopped. It drastically transformed my self-image, my confidence, and it led to extraordinary opportunities. So, what is one promise you're going to keep with yourself? So I put together this fun list of 30-day challenge ideas that I think you're going to love. Just pick 1, 2, or even 3, but I wouldn't recommend more than 3. Don't get overwhelmed. Just choose something that you can commit to, rain or shine. So all you have to do is click the link in the description to get this free list today. Hey, and let me know in the comments which challenge you choose, because I love to see your choices, and I can't wait to hear your progress. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams. Hey YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and to get more inspirational content, click one of these videos right here. And remember, I'm cheering you on to live your dreams.